Hi, my name is Clarissa, and this semester I interned at the Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology, which is a trade school located in the South End. And this is my story. So, coming into college, I always dreamed about leaving home and exploring a new place. So when I was doing my college applications, most of the schools I applied to were all out of state. When it finally came to making my college decision, I was ecstatic to come to Mass, but little did I know the culture shock that I'd be in for. I'm originally from Silver Spring, Maryland, which is about 30 minutes outside of DC, and majority of the demographics that I grew up with were BIPOC. So you can imagine, to my surprise, coming to move in, and I saw no one that looked like me. Everyone always talked about how higher education and coming to a predominantly white institution would be difficult, but I didn't really imagine that it'd be any different than playing on my majority white field hockey and softball teams. So I thought I'd be set, and boy was I wrong. Coming into college and being the only person of color or only woman of color in a room ended up being a lot more difficult than I anticipated it would. I had people tell me that I'd likely face imposter syndrome, and I just didn't imagine that pursuing my dream of higher education and exploring a new city would come with the cost of isolation. It took a lot of constant reminder to encourage myself and let myself know that I'm worthy of being in these spaces, and I think that mentally prepared me for coming to semester in the city. So, to my surprise, when I get paired with my internship, majority of the student demographics there and half the staff that I worked with closely were of the BIPOC identity. This enabled me to feel super comfortable, and it kind of encouraged me to voice my opinions, even when I was in a predominantly white space. When I had conversations with the other close staff that I worked with that were also of the BIPOC identity, they told me that a lot of it is just gaining the confidence and learning to take up space in the spaces that you're in. So when it came to my presentation, my special project presentation that I gave to the staff, I was super nervous, as anyone would be. I was nervous because not only was I the only woman of color in the room, but I was also the youngest, and that had my nerves up because everyone in the room was obviously more experienced than me, and I was also pitching a proposal for a new event, so obviously I didn't want to step on any toes. Thankfully, all went well, and I felt super appreciated. The staff acknowledged my efforts, my hard work, and they ended up loving my proposal. I was super glad to be a part of a unique team. I don't think I'll ever find a team as diverse and so family oriented as BFIT, so I was very fortunate to be able to intern for them this semester, and I learned that I'll be okay in the away from the comfort of my home. And one of the best things that I learned about my story and my experience here in semester in the city, it just reminded me that I'm worthy of being in these spaces, and I'll constantly be growing from it. So yeah.